You know if you got the standby screen?
Yes.
Cosmic, you got it? Did we lose Cosmic? Did we lose Cosmic? Cosmic, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, copy. Just want to make sure you were there. You got the standby screen?
No, I'm watching a commercial, which I would.
Oh, okay. No
really
problem.
Normally,
No problem.
I don't like that to begin with, but now it's a Top Gear one, and I really don't like them guys in Top Gear no more.
All right, no problem.
I now have the standby screen. Yes, sir.
All right, copy. We're going silent. Here we go.
Black stripe, yellow paint. I hear they scared of it, but them pros ain't. Soon as I hit the club, look at them whole face. Hit the pedal once, make the floor shake. Sway inside, my engine roaring. It's the big boy, you know what I paid for it. And I got the pedal to the metal. Got you out here checking game, I'm balling out on every level. Hear them haters talk, but there's nothing you could tell them. Just made $1 million, got another $1 million on my schedule. No love for them, boy, I'm breaking hearts. No keys, push to start. Yeah, you know what it is. Everything I do it big. Yeah, screaming that's nothing. When I pulled off the lot, that's nothing. Reppin' my town, when you see me, you know everything. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. I put it down from the whip to my diamonds. I'm in black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Got a call from my jeweler, this just in. And women love me cause I'm messing with their best friends. Not a lesbian, but she a freak though. This ain't for one night, I'm shining all week, bro. I'm sipping Clico and rocking yellow diamonds. So many rocks up in my watch, I can't tell what the time is. Got a pocket full of big faces. Throw it up cause everybody that I'm with tailored. Yeah, you know what it is. Everything I do it big. Yeah, screaming that's nothing. When I pulled off the lot, that's nothing. Reppin' my town, when you see me, you know everything. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yeah, you know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah, you know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah, you know what it is. Everything I do it big. Yeah, screaming that's nothing. When I pulled off the lot, that's nothing. Reppin' my town, when you see me, you know everything. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. I put it down from the whip to my diamonds. I'm in black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Black stripe, yellow paint. I hear they scared of it, but them pros ain't. Soon as I hit the club, look at them whole face. Hit the pedal once, make the floor shake. Sway inside, my engine roaring. It's the big boy, you know what I paid for it. And I got the pedal to the metal. Got you out here checking game, I'm balling out on every level. Hear them haters talk, but there's nothing you could tell them. Just made $1 million, got another $1 million on my schedule. No love for them, boy, I'm breaking hearts. No keys, push to start. Yeah, you know what it is. Everything I do it big. Yeah, screaming that's nothing. When I pulled off the lot, that's nothing. Reppin' my town, when you see me, you know everything. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. I put it down from the whip to my diamonds. I'm in black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Got a call from my jeweler, this just in. And women love me cause I'm messing with their best friends. Not a lesbian, but she a freak though. This ain't for for one night, I'm shining all week, bro. I'm sipping Clico and rocking yellow diamonds. So many rocks up in my watch, I can't tell what the time is. Got a pocket full of big faces, throw it up, cause everybody that I'm with tailored. Yeah, you know what it is. Everything I do it big. Yeah, screaming that's not. When I pulled off the lot, that's done. Yeah, reppin' my town, when you see me, you know everything. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yeah, you know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah, you know what
It looks a lot nicer. It truly does.
It does. So let's take a quick
look. And the moons are terrific, by the way. Yes.
I know. Let's take a quick look at the Central Business District, because that is the new area that they added into Hurston. So we're going to cut to that right now. You guys can take a look at it. And why don't you guys talk a little bit about what your first impression was when you came into the business district?
Well, to get there is you have to find the subway to get there first,
Right,
and it's not easy.
Yeah, there's a new line that opened up, right?
It's not easy. You have to walk over a pathway to the back and catch that second subway that was open.
Cosmic, what about you? What do you think about the design of the place?
One of the things I like about it is, most of us, we just run all the time. We run in there, we follow the main path, we get to the main area, we look, do. But if you take your time, there's a lot of really neat things to see and find, especially in the business district. You actually got to take your time and go around and look in the corners and the crevices. There's lots of really cool stuff.
The thing that impressed me, the area that's coming up in a second.
Also, outside of Lorville, for those of you who run all the time and don't pay attention, on the different gates, I have noticed over the past few weeks at some of the gates, gate 4, gate 2, whatever, the outside has changed. They keep adding stuff out there. At one point out there, there's a little shanty town. I don't know if you guys noticed it.
Yep. In fact, I'm going to come back to that in just a second before we go back to Lordville. I want to get your opinion on the business district in particular. What did you think about them adding that whole marketing area in there, Cosmic?
I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Especially having to take the trains out to get to it.
Yeah, that's
good, Archie. Go ahead.
The stock exchange. It's just like a stock exchange. You're going to see all of the items fluctuate in value up and down.
Did you guys notice that they put terminals right there by the screens, so you can actually do trading while you're there?
Exactly.
Also, for people like Cosmic is like really big on trading. If you've got somebody who's at that market feeding him live information as to where the market's going in what systems and how much certain minerals or items are going for, now you've got a different type of gameplay that's taking place on an economic level. Cosmic's out there, in a mine, asteroid belt or whatever he's doing. He's selling some type of commodity, and then you've got somebody sitting here at Hurston telling him at this moon or this planet or this particular location, this is what such and such is going for. That's going to make life even better for real-time economics in the game.
Yeah, they fixed it now, but during the PTU testing phase of this, there was an interesting bug where if you went out to the business district to one of them terminals, you could buy a particular item and take it back to the main area and sell it at a profit.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I made a fortune in that before they fixed the bug.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Here's another question for you guys. What did you think of, the Hurston family is known for developing weapons, and there was this huge, museum in the business district that showed off the different types of guns. What'd you think about them adding that?
Yeah, it shows you the power, the power in that building and in that family. That it's a lot of business orientated with a lot of power, especially the way you walk into the building where there's a lot of stairs going up to make you feel that you're entering in a place where there's prestige and power, Yeah,
they've got the huge statues of the Hurstons, right, that are probably 10 stories high. The golden statues
make you feel small.
Right.
That's
Archie, that's actually a very interesting and intuitive observation and comment you just made, because a lot of people do not know, or they have forgotten, in the entire Stanton system, of the four businesses that bought these planets, Hurston is the wealthiest. Okay, they are powerful. And the Stanton system is somewhat lawless. It's not terribly lawless because it is UEE space, but there are mercenaries that protect this place rather than police. Police only come in if it's really, really desperate. If you've got like a class 5 criminal, the police and the military get involved. Other than that, there's mercenaries, and they are all hired by the Hurston family to patrol the entire system. That's how
Yeah.
powerful this family is. You
Yep.
go to ArcCorp, at ArcCorp, the city manufacturing takes over the whole planet because they make thrusters and engines and all kinds of stuff like that. But the Hurston family, the arms dealers, they're powerful people. Good observation, Archie.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And
They
it
also
And
shows
don't
their
think,
power when you walk in there.
don't think that you're gonna go and scratch that gold out of that marble. Okay, don't
Yeah,
be doing that.
that does show their power, though. You walk up these huge, big steps that don't need to be there to see a humongous gold statue. It's showing you how powerful they are.
They
And
also,
there are armed guards everywhere in there. Have you noticed that?
yeah, they are, and they're spaced out very nicely, uniformly. So obviously, nothing's going to kick off when
And
you're
while
in
we're
their
talking
building.
about it, I'm going to give our viewers a tip. Until it gets fixed, which it will eventually, so, but it's going to be a while. If you have a criminal record, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever the heck it is, if you go to Korea to hack the terminal, you might get shot. But if you go to Hurston, to Lauraville, all you got to do is walk in front of a security guy and let him kill you.
Yep.
Because when you spawn, your criminal level's gone, baby.
Yep.
Quick way to get
Just
rid
let
of it.
one of the AI security guys kill you. That wipes out your security level because they're testing that respawn gimmick right now.
That's a good tip.
Okay.
The other thing too, they added a new mission giver here. You'll see this guy sitting behind the desk. That's Constantine.
Did you catch that?
Yes, we did. There's a new mission giver.
I can't hear again.
Okay, we can hear you though. There is a new mission giver, Constantine Hurston, who's sitting at a desk inside
Griffin,
the trade
I cannot
market.
hear again in Discord.
Okay.
Hello, testing.
Stand by.
I think he has Twitch volume up. You have to turn the volume off in Twitch.
No, I got it. It was at my end.
Okay, we got you. I was just mentioning that there's a new mission giver, Constantine Hurston, who's also in the stock market area. And that's a new area where we can pick up missions now. So for those of you who have not made it, go to the back area of the stock market on the upper level, and you'll see where Constantine Hurston is placed.
Roger that.
Okay, well, that's good stuff about the CBD. All good stuff. We're going to go ahead and get ready to transition from the Central Business District and talk about some of the new ships that came out in Update 3.4.3. And this one I know is Cosmic's favorite. It's one of his trademark ships, the Freelancer. So let's take a quick look at that.
It's nice to know there's one series of ships you can rely on. Like if the job calls for a
the only
little
one
more
that didn't
cargo
come
room,
out was
you
the,
can rest easy with double the maximum rear payload. Maybe you need to go that extra mile. 4 dedicated fuel tanks will get you there, and then some. And when you're expecting trouble on the horizon, well, even the most brazen outlaw's gonna think twice staring down 2 tailor-made missile launchers. Whatever life throws at you, we've got you covered. MISC Freelancer, built for life.
Awesome. So those, the MISC Freelancer, Cosmic, since that's like your trademark ship, do you want to talk a little bit about those ships?
Oh, yeah, my basic, I love the Freelancers to begin with. And my favorite is the DUR, and I've waited over 3 years, close to 4 years, to be able to look at it and fly the silly thing, okay? Well, I got to look at the original, but, this is the rework. I love it. I love all the Freelancers. And I agree with Arch. The Max is really nice. It carries more cargo than the standard Constellation, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 120 units.
No, wait a minute. It does not. The standard Constellation carries 2.5 times the cargo. You look it up, Arch. But then the Constellation takes more people to man. I think the Freelancers are wonderful ships. In their price range, they're great ships for anywhere from solo to 4 people playing on these things. They're perfect. They're absolutely... Archie, we've been playing with Freelancers now for over 3 years, ain't we, buddy?
Oh, yeah. Well, the max is 120. It's the regular Freelancer. It's a little less than the...
Yeah, you're right. The Max does carry quite a bit. Thank you. I stand corrected. Yeah, I love the Freelancers, and we'll get to it a little later, but they're talking about these gimbaled turrets and stuff. Maybe that'll make the Freelancer even more practical. I don't know.
As mentioned, there are 4 Freelancers altogether. There's the base one, there's the Miss, the Dur, and the Max. The Miss, I guess, is an abbreviation for missile boat because that's really what it carries a lot of. The Dur, which is duration, which is the Explorer version. And Cosmic, that's the one you have, right? It's the Dur.
Yes, the DUR.
What made you pick the DUR out of the 4?
I gotta tell you, years ago, my God, this must be 4 years ago. Nikki Batgirl D'Angelo, back in those days, every time they come out with a new ship, somebody would gift it to her because she could gift them back in those days. And they would gift them to her so she could do a video, a walk around in the hangar, show me the outside, the inside, whatever. I fell in love with the Freelancer. Then she did the DUR. And I saw the extra fuel tanks, and I saw that it could refuel itself, and it had the scanners on it and the jump scanners on it. And I just fell in love and said, that is a perfect ship for the price range. I had to have it because I love the Freelancers. Okay, I think they're just like the working class ships, and that's why I like it.
Okay.
Now, for anybody who doesn't know, the reason it has less cargo capacity is that central area that they call the airlock. That's where all the scanning technology, computers and stuff are. When you look inside of that airlock area, both walls are completely lined with scanning computerized stuff. Okay.
And so for that ship, for those people who are interested in entering into exploration, it's a great ship.
Yeah, and there is a mistake right now on it. It's supposed to have either 42 or 44 SCUs, but in reality, right now, it only has 32. That's an error that will be corrected at some point. Okay.
Okay. And that ship also has the additional propulsion, right? The fuel pods, right, are on that ship?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the external, if you look now on the original, they were huge. They were way too big, but we convinced them to shrink them down. They didn't need to be that big. One of them is extra hydrogen, and the other one on each side is extra quantum fuel. So you have extra quantum fuel. You can make more jumps. And if you're out exploring, you need extra hydrogen fuel. But it also has its capability of recharging its hydrogen. If you fly, at a reasonable speed long enough, it'll fill the hydrogen tanks all back up.
Okay.
You can't use it to refuel anybody else. They're just for that's why it's called duration, longer duration flight. That's what made me fall in love with it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, the people I know that have the missile boat, the MIS, they love that thing. But everybody is like Archie. They're all in love with that Max.
Yeah, I own a Max, and it's amazing to see the differences. The fact that they were able to create such differences and distinguishing factors for each one of those ships. Even though they're all Freelancers, each one of them definitely has its own purpose, its own role. So it gives more variety to the game. It's not the same as like a variant. I mean, it is a variant, but these ships distinctively can operate in different ways. So when you're looking to buy one of these, I would say make sure you take a look at the specs on those ships and make sure it's something that will meet the type of gaming that you want to do. But the Freelancers, like Cosmic said, economical, practical, what they used to call what do you call it, the pickup truck of the galaxy, basically.
To me, it's the working man or working lady, the working person ship.
Yeah.
Okay, you got ships for bounty hunters, you got ships for fighting, and you got ships for this, you got ships for that. The Carney's basically an all-round big ship. It's for big hauling, it's for big exploration, it's for big fighting. But the Freelancer, it's perfect for solo flight. We've done it solo. We've done it with 2 people. Me and Archie have played endless hours.
Right.
We've go out and do stuff in it. You can have 3, 4 people in it. It's got 4 consoles in it, plus one in the central area. Okay, back by the bunks. So you can have 4 people in this thing reasonably well. It's a wonderful ship for an individual or a small org. It's just a lot of fun. It's great fun. And that side airlock they put in really made the difference, didn't it, Arch?
Oh, yeah.
By the way, there's also a airlock at the top of that ship too, which I've used plenty of times to get in when that side door acts up. So if you're ever doing EVAing and you don't want to go in through the back door, or if you've got cargo in the back and it's a pain to get through, you can use that hatch on the top of the ship and drop in that way too.
And it does work.
Yep.
Right now, the ladder kills you, so don't use the ladder. Use the ramp.
I have tested this several times, and as far as I can tell, when I get killed going up that ladder or into the airlock, it's because I have accidentally either hit a key or moved the mouse, and my character goes to take one step backwards. That's what kills you. So be careful.
Yep. The workaround for the ladder is not to enter the ship. Make sure you do bring the ladder down first, and you won't die. Then enter the ship. If you do the one-click move where it drops the ladder and enters, you will die.
Also, open the ladder and then go and. Oh, I see.
Okay, so Cosmic, you just mentioned about Bounty Hunter. For those bounty hunters out there, we're going to take a look at the next ship that came out. And we've talked about the ship before, but now we actually have it in our hands, and that's going to be the Anvil Hawk. Let's take a quick look at that.
Oh, yes, the Hawk.
There's a new hunter stalking the skies. Take warning. Maximum pilot visibility. Daunting suppression options. Riskless onboard detainment. All at your fingertips. The predators have become the prey. The 2949 Hawk from Anvil. Rise above.
I love that line. The predators have become the prey, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't own a hawk. I'm not big into bounty hunting, but I've talked to several players, and they've told me that they really like the way the Anvil Hawk flies. That it was a surprise to them how well it flies. It's a very interesting ship. It has a space in the back for when someone is captured as a prisoner for a bounty.
I got two.
You got two of them? Oh my God. So, so are you going to keep both of them, or are you just using one as a token? What are you going to do?
I don't know right now.
Not yet. Okay. But
No,
you've flown it, right?
Yes.
How do you like it?
It's a very smooth ride.
It's a different kind of ship. The wings fold
Yeah.
in. It's nice. It's kind of compact. But one of the things that ship has, it has a decent amount of firepower on it, but it's got an EMP on it as well. So
Yeah.
if you're strategic in trying to capture somebody, and you utilize that EMP the right way, man, it's going to be pretty interesting to see, how people play out that part of gameplay with bounty hunting. Cosmic, you said you didn't get a chance to fly the Hawk, right?
No, full disclosure, people, I never got a chance to actually fly it. By the time I got around to it, with so much stuff to test in Evocati testing, it went to PTU and I lost access to it. However, having said that, listening to everybody's comments, you know how I track things a lot, Spectrum and everywhere else. What I have learned about this is it's very fast, extremely maneuverable. It's got firepower like crazy, but, and I got to quote the negative about this, it doesn't take much to blow it up.
Right.
Because it has very light armor and very weak shields so that it can be fast and maneuverable. So
yeah, it's a glass fighter.
Right. So if you're a jet jock, if you're real good at flying a ship and you practice and get good with this thing, and you're a defensive player as well as an attacker, that's an awesome little baby for you, because you're going to be able to get in close and personal and zap these guys and then get out of there again. Just don't let the guy kill you. And most players aren't jet jocks. They're not that wonderful at playing. Okay, there's professionals that do this.
Wait till they get a hold of me.
Yeah, you get people like Archie and Heckler and them, stay out of their way. But the thing's fast and maneuverable, so all you got to do is zigzag, and it's a great little ship for its purpose,
That's a good point you mentioned, Cosmic. Again, a lot of times when we hear about game balance, people think about balance in the sense of, everything being equal in a game. But the reality of it is that there are trade-offs with every ship. For some people, it's visibility. For some people, it's armor and shields. For other people, it's weapons. And the idea is to learn how to work around those weaknesses on a ship and work those strengths as well. So if you've got a ship like this, that, as you mentioned, has great firepower, but defensively, you've got to be very tactical when flying that ship, or else you get blown away. That's going to be the good part about the game. A lot of times people want a ship that just does everything. It's got the best armor, best shields, best this. Well, once you get to that certain point, gameplay starts to disappear. You do want to have something that's going to make you work for reward. And I think ships like this are a great example of that.
Yeah, and the more you fly a particular type of ship, people, the better you get at it. For an example, I fly different ships all the time. I love the Avengers, okay, and I love the Cutlass, and I take Connies out frequently. But my favorite ship, again, I always go home to the Freelancer. And over the years, I have gotten so good with that Freelancer that I just use it to kill pirates now. If I know I'm going to go on a mission and I'm going to get attacked by 3 or 4 pirates, baby, I grab the base Freelancer and I don't change anything. I just use the stock weapons on that sucker, baby, and I slaughter them because I'm used to flying the ship.
Yep.
I can maneuver it better than most people can maneuver a Hornet or a Saber simply because I've flown it so much. You learn how the ins and outs of it's like owning a car in real life.
Right.
You can go along in a Ford Pinto and you can go along in a Ferrari, and you can beat the Ferrari if the guy don't know how to drive it.
Right. That's a good point.
If they even make Pintos anymore.
You can find them in a junkyard. That's about it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Well, listen, we're going to move on to our next ship, our third ship. And this ship has always had some type of controversy, but it is my favorite ship. And that's the 600i. In this particular release or this update, we ended up getting the luxury module, which is the version that I bought. The original version that came out was the Explorer variant. And this was the luxury module. So let's take a quick look at that, okay?
Yeah, I have the
The
Explorer.
Origin 600i has been called a symphony in motion, channeled to create the ultimate in luxury and performance. And at the heart of any orchestration lies the tonal center of the experience, cultivating harmony, resolution, comfort. When traveling the stars, the journey is just as important as the destination. The 600i Touring Edition from Origin.
Now, there are plenty of people that say, what a waste of space.
I was just thinking about that. It has a lot of space, but remember, the ship is new, so that gives a chance for the components that are going to be put into that empty space.
Okay,
I don't want them to take no space up. It's designed perfectly.
Enough of the controversy already.
Well, let me finish.
Yeah.
Let me finish. That ship is designed specifically to be what it is. The component areas are all secluded in their own isolated rooms. I think that the problem is, and this is I'll give you an example. There are some people who would say, and I remember hearing people say this when they were talking about they were working for clothing, to do clothing in Star Citizen. People were like, oh, who's going to care about clothes? All we got to do is just give us our armor and that's it. But there are people who love buying clothes. I'm one of those people, by the way. And so when it comes down to this ship, having a ship that's spacious, that serves a certain purpose, that's outside of combat and exploration is just fine with me. So for the people who don't like it, you don't have to buy it. That's all I got to say.
They'll like it real soon, if I may.
Okay, fire away.
Okay, first of all, one of the best parts about the 600, for those of you out there who don't like it, is you can change the interior. Now, me, I don't particularly care for the luxury business because I don't want to just sit around sipping cocktails. I want to get out there and do stuff like exploring and trading. So I got the exploration version, which comes, by the way, with its really wonderful little rover. However, I know that there's a whole lot of you out there, Mr. Shive, and thank you for joining us. I know that there's a lot of you out there that like to pew, pew, boom, boom, blow them up, baby. So I'm going to read you something because I know you guys break out in hives if you read anything. Okay? So I'm going to read you a paragraph that's in the latest Jump Point magazine, written by Ben Lesnick and all them guys at CIG. It says, and I quote, "The United Empire of Earth has also purchased 24 600i's, each delivered without window openings for rumored military conversion. It is not known exactly what roles these will play, They are now planning on making a military version of this sucker, okay?
And you know why I bought mine?
Why?
Because it has a sunroof.
And you
Just
do
like your
realize
car.
when the military version comes out, you'll have to buy it because the hull's different with no windows. So you'll
Oh
have
yeah.
to buy the whole ship.
Well, let me tell you this. We did a combat training a few weeks ago, and Serious Punch was the person that was coming after us. There was a bunch of us in fighters, and he basically had to track us down. And guess which ship he flew? He flew a 600i. We could not take him out in the thing. Because one, the shields on it are tough to take down, and the 3 guns are on that. If a person lines those guns up on you in a fighter, you're dead meat. Now,
Oh yeah.
mind you, the 600 is designed for luxury travel. It's designed to be able to escape very quickly. It's not intended to be used as a fighter. But my point is that with the right person behind the controls, the ship is deadly. And that's without even getting to, as Cosmic just mentioned, a military variant or version of the ship. So,
It's gonna even be more deadlier.
yeah.
And,
But
and something else on that topic that people should be aware of. We've had conversations with the devs up in Spectrum and places for almost 2 years now about these long range exploration ships. Okay. Not just the luxury, but the long range exploration ships. And the 600 exploration version is one of them. The Constellation Ikea is basically for long range, and the Carrack is definitely deep space long range. We made it clear to them that these things have to be able to protect themselves because you might be out there all by yourself without a fleet in a 600 or a Carrack.
mhm,
And so it needs better armor, better shields, really tough shields, by the way, and very powerful weapons. So if the 600i is like this, wait till we get the Carrack, baby.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that
the
makes sense.
Iraq.
That makes sense. Let me say this
Because
about
it's
the
made for really deep space. It is.
Absolutely. Let me say this about the 600 too. For those of you who don't know, and Cosmic mentioned it, he said that it's swappable, that it is a module. So if you have the Explorer version, you can also own the luxury module and swap them out, and vice versa. The luxury module has 4 additional bedrooms. Each bedroom has its own bathroom and shower in it. There's also a general public area in the center of the ship that has a winding spiral staircase. There is a very interesting glass floor that's been placed in the ship as well, so that you can not only look out at the top of the ship, but also look outside of the bottom of the ship. There's a lot of foliage. It's a very just subdued but very nice area on the ship that's in the center of the ship. So there is some flexibility for those people who may just want to use it for luxury runs to get their friends on it. Maybe they all want to go to Daymar and watch the race, and you're just going to load all your friends up, and you can use it for that. I don't know how many people you could probably put. How many people you think you could put on that thing? You can probably put a good 30, 40. I mean, you could put a lot of people on a 600 that you can't do on other ships, unless they want to ride in a cargo area. I guess you could. But the ship is nice for doing something like that with friends, as far as I'm concerned. And that's one of the reasons why I own the ship, is to be able to transport friends and just hang out with people when I'm not necessarily, in the middle of a war or something along those lines. Let's see. What's next we
Oh,
got here?
another
Oh,
thing
yeah.
there, Griffin. The 600 is going to be opening mission givers that the other ships won't.
Oh, yeah, Cosmic, can you talk about that a little bit? You talked about that there will be certain places reputation can give you access to in the game. Can you elaborate on that just a little bit?
Yeah, I think what Archie's talking about is because it's like luxury. Is that right, Art?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Bid Lesnick had talked about that at one point. He dropped some
Well, you
hints
see
to
it
that.
right now. In the game right now, you can see the beginning of this. And it's like everything else. It's what they call stage zero. Okay. There's the good guys and the bad guys, and they're working very hard at eventually separating these two. As we get to 3.5 and 3.6, there's going to be a bigger and bigger gap between the two. You're not going to be able to just jump in there and play one or the other all day, every day. Okay. You're going to be one or the other eventually here. So what it amounts to is when you go out to do a particular mission now, you can pretty much play any mission because they're testing them. In the future, you'll be either playing good guy missions like turn the comma ray on, or you'll be playing a bad guy mission where he says go out there and turn the damn thing off or blow it up or something. See, so you won't be able to do both. However, when the reputation system comes in later this year or next year, what's going to happen is if you got a high enough reputation as either a good guy or a bad guy, let's say you're a great pirate, you'll be given special missions. Or you're a particularly good guy, and if you're flying around in a luxury VIP ship, you're going to get missions that nobody else can get. For example, the CEO of Hurston needs a ride because his ship's broke, so he needs to hire Griffin Gaming to take him somewhere.
Makes
and
sense.
I won't be offered that because, I'm flying around in a Freelancer or something. See?
Makes sense. And so there's all
That's
types.
how it's going to work. Yeah.
Right. There's all types of game mechanics and purposes for the ships. The reputation thing is going to definitely have an impact on the game. As you said, we already see where that is lending itself. In fact, there are missions I've been getting recently because I completed certain missions that you can't get when you first get started, and they're paying me more money. Some of the missions I'm doing right now are paying between 7,000 and 9,000 UEC just for delivery missions, just simple delivery missions. But it's because I've done so many of them that I've been getting paid like that now, which is better than me going to Jump Town and taking a risk and getting blown up for that type of money. So reputation is going to be really big in the game.
Standard Dev says something about the 600. If the 600 was all that hot, they will have a Space Kitty
version. Yeah.
Space Kitty.
Okay, well, listen, we're going to change gears now. We've talked about 3.4.3, and let's talk a little bit about the next update that's going to be coming out. People have already been talking about. Just recently, we had an update to the roadmap for version 3.5, which is going to be coming out in March. And we're going to talk about what some of the changes were. There's some things that people were a little bit disappointed about. One of them was the Constellation Taurus has been pushed back now. It was scheduled for 3.5. Also, salvaging in the game. I hate to break that to you, you owners of reclaimers. I was actually looking forward to seeing salvaging kick in because I want to see how that would work and also how the economy for that's going to work. But that was also pushed back as well. But there are a lot of good things that are coming in this next update. And the first category is going to be in relation to characters. There are three things that we have coming. We have a new mission giver called Ticia Pacheco, which I'll come back to her in a minute. We're also going to be able to do face DNA customization, which I guess is allowing us to customize our avatars in a much more in-depth way than what we've been able to do so far. For those of you who know, right now there's about 9 faces and 9 hairstyles and 9 eye colors, but ultimately I guess they've always told us that we'd be able to do greater manipulation of our avatars in the game.
Hey, Griffin.
Yeah.
What about using the camera and taking a live feed of our face and put it in the avatar?
People have talked about that, but they have not said that that would be something that they would do right now. You know that they've already done that. Pardon me. They've had a couple of instances where CIG has brought in fans and did the whole scanning of their face and put them in the game, and they've done it with some of the staff members at CIG.
Yeah.
But the technology isn't there for individual people to be able to do that just yet.
Oh.
But people have made that suggestion. Believe me, it's on the top of people's list for being able to put themselves per se, in the game. And then the third thing that's coming up is female characters. So out of those three things, Archie, which one are you looking forward to most? The new mission giver, the customization of your avatar, or the female characters?
Female characters.
Female characters. Okay. Cosmic, what's your vote?
Of the three, yeah, absolutely the female character. Yeah, we've waited a long time for that, and it's going to make a huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of females that we know that we've met. Miss Hart, several other people who have been talking about looking forward to the fact of being able to play. I know Aliciana says she even hates playing as a male character, and I don't blame her. These are people who say, listen, we're supporting the game, but we'd like to be represented in the game just as much. And I think it also creates a real world, because I hate seeing all the testosterone walking around all the time anyway. So I think it'll be great. But yeah, I'm also looking forward to the female character as well. I've always played dual characters. When I was in Eve, I always played, because I role play a lot, so I have brothers and sisters that always work together in games. So I'm looking forward to the female character as well.
Well, your name in here does end in RPG.
Yes, role playing. That's right. That's right. Role playing girl and role playing boy. I have an RPB.
Yeah.
I have an RPP too, so you'll see both of those names pop up. Absolutely. We've got new locations coming up. ArtCorp, Cosmic mentioned that earlier. A new planet. Hurston is amazing. We thought that the moons were amazing, but Hurston is a planet. It is amazing. And now we have ArtCorp, which is a planet totally covered by
Yeah,
buildings.
it's a whole planet covered by a city. Yeah,
Yep.
the whole planet is one city.
Absolutely. And we have 3 other areas. We have a new moon called Lyria that's coming. We've got another moon called Walla. This last ATV last week, they actually gave us some better glimpses of what those moons will look like. And then we're going to be returning back to one of the first landing zones that we had, Area 18. It was taken
Yeah,
away from us in ArcCorp, and now we're going to be getting it back, but it's going to be a lot more elaborate. I think we saw some examples of what it was going to look like at CitizenCon. So that'll be a new area, ArcCorp. And again, Cosmic, I think you talked about this before. We're just in the Stanton system. This is just one system that we're in right now, and yet it's huge. If I was a bounty hunter and I had to try to find somebody with what we have right now, it would take me quite a while to find a person. So I can't imagine when we start getting other systems beyond Stanton, how big this universe is going to be. And it's, even though it's not as big as some other games, the amount of space and distance that you'll travel, believe me, more than enough challenging space to play with in this game.
yeah. Oh, right now the all the planets are there, but they're just space holders right now.
Right.
Yeah.
And
One of the things that people need to be prepared for, there's going to be 4 planets in the Stanton system. And from the sun out, they are Hurston, Crusader, ArcCorp, and Microtech clear out at the far reaches.
Yeah.
So Hurston is the first planet, Crusader's the second planet, and ArcCorp's the third. So if we're at Crusader, say at Port Olisar or Lorville, and you want to jump to ArcCorp, from when you go from a planet around Crusader, okay, and you go from say Port Olisar to Hurston, it's what, 32 million kilometers. Imagine what it's going to be like when you jump from Hurston out to ArcCorp, or from Crusader out to ArcCorp. It's going to be a lot further. So get prepared for that long quantum jump, people.
Right. Are we going to be able to warp to that asteroid belt?
The one that surrounds, quantum jump to it. Yeah, the one that's surrounding.
Because right now we can't.
Eventually you will, because remember, Chris Roberts was asked about that, Archie, and he said that at some point you'll be able to put waypoints in. For an example, if you want to go eventually from Port Olisar to, say, Comaray number 5, you might not want to fly straight there like we do now. You might want to go into your Moby map and make two waypoints and go the long way around so that the pirate doesn't know that you're coming there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because everybody takes the straight path. So in reality, in the future, if you're going from one planet to another in the Stanton system, you don't want the bad guys knowing that you're going in a straight line, so you can make yourself 3 or 4 zigzaggy waypoints. So all you got to do is stick a waypoint out there and jump to it.
There's another reason why to do that, is to give your engines a little break here and there.
You know, they're testing this right now with these little, what are they called? These little mission beacons. You know, you can put a beacon out there and then jump to the beacon.
Right.
So that's like the first iteration of doing all this. So yeah, you'll be able to eventually.
Right. Okay, we've got some changes at 3.5 coming up with gameplay. I'm going to run down the list, and then you guys will let me know which one that you're interested in. There's going to be Ship AI Flight Model Update. There's a Ship AI Combat Behavior Improvements. There's going to be System Heat, AI Bounty Hunting Environmental Missions, Vehicle Scanning HUD Improvements, AI Distress Beacons, Vehicle Radar version 2, Quantum Travel Improvements, Vehicle Scanning Improvements that'll create and detect false signals, Ship System Degradation, and Vehicle Tech Updates. Any one of those you guys interested in?
I got the Heat.
Obviously, the first 2, I think everybody's interested in. The new flight model for both the AI and us, and the AI's combat behavior, because right now it stinks.
Yep. The AI could be more challenging, basically, is what it all comes down to. Basically, And
Yeah.
so
Also, I think everybody's gonna like. Hopefully, we're going to like the quantum travel improvements. There's been a lot of most people love it, but there's been some bugs in the quantum travel business.
mhm. Now, we just
Okay.
recently did last week. I did some of the bunker missions that were on Hurston, and the AI, even though they're responsive, it's interesting to see how they respond. There are times when they respond very well, where if they're attacked, they take off and run and hide behind something. They'll communicate, saying things to you, and then there are other times when they're just dumb. You know, it just seems like it doesn't kick in. So I'm looking forward to that AI combat behavior improvement kicking in.
I'm
Um,
going to say one last thing and then
mhm.
turn it over to Archie here. But the one I'm looking forward to the most, and I'm looking forward to a lot of these, our ship flight mechanics and all the rest. I'm very interested in ship system degradation. Very interested.
That's one I was going to mention. Yep. Archie, what about
Yeah,
you? You said,
because
I'm sorry, go ahead.
you're gonna then that's when the engineer is going to walk around the ship and kind of look at the components. If they're starting to degrade, he has a repair tool that
Yep.
he's going to be
That's using
using.
the multi-tool could be put to use. It may be a situation where you get warnings on
Yeah.
your HUD telling you that there's some system problems and you need to do repairs. And we're going to
Do you
kind of see
remember
this.
Chris?
Go ahead.
Do you remember Chris Roberts telling us that on the quantum jumps, right now you got anywhere from like a 10-minute to a 20-minute jump, but in the future you're going to have half hour, 40-minute jumps, whatever. On those jumps, that puts a lot of stress and strain on the hull, and you're going to get a lot of system degradations. Halfway
Yes.
through a jump, your power unit might go out, or one of your computer chips. You got to have the engineer go down and repair and replace it while you're still in quantum jump. Remember him telling us this? That's why I'm looking forward to the beginnings of this new mechanics.
And I'm sure in the beginning it'll be something as simple as, just, landing somewhere and bringing up your mobiGlas and saying, I need to do a repair. But eventually, like Archie said, once we start getting into actual components and parts that you carry that are being stored on your ship, you will have people, engineers, people who will be on your ship specifically that when something begins to fail, they're swapping out these things. I want to talk about something you just said, Cosmic, because you talked about travel times from 20 minutes to 30 minutes. And a lot of times people get really bugged out about that. They'll say, well, wow, that's a long time. In reality, and when I was playing Eve, there were plenty of times when I had to travel through systems that I would spend that type of time. So this isn't foreign. I think that people have just gotten used to being able to jump from here to there so quickly and have forgotten that, yeah, there are times when it will take a decent amount of time to get somewhere.
Yeah.
Even coordinating um, people to go someplace. For example, for those of us who've been playing right now, you may have some friends who are at Olisar, another friend who's at Levski, another friend who's at Hurston, and you want to meet up. Yeah, it takes time to do that, especially if you're leaving Hurston, God forbid, 100 kilometers. But it takes time to coordinate. And I think that those coordination times, I never feel like it's wasted time. It's one of two things happening when I'm traveling. Either I'm talking to the people I'm going to be playing with about what we're going to do when we get there and we're planning, or I'm going to get something to drink and grab a piece of food or something and come back. I'm always
Well,
able to
yeah.
use that travel time for something, even though I know a lot of people don't like it. The travel times to me don't bother me.
Right.
Have a cup of jelly.
Let me interrupt real briefly. Over in the chat, two things I'd like to mention. One is we have a new member here I've never met before. Hello, his name is Tylenol Jones, and
Oh yeah.
I love the name Tylenol. I'm going to need that out in the verse. And Shive has made a request to you, Griffin Gaming. He wants you to make me a moderator here so I can post links, or at least give me the privilege to post links, because I tried to post them a link in here to the the what's it,
The
the
bot
thing you
blocked
were
it.
talking about there,
Well,
but it
Shive,
wouldn't let me.
we're growing Shive, and I didn't know I had a staff to do that, so I will give it consideration. But because I'm trying to
I'm
do so
taking
many things,
Tylenol along as a crew member, by the way.
but because I'm doing so many things by myself, I have not expanded to that level. But thank you, Shive. I'll take that into consideration. Maybe we can work that out. Okay, let's continue on here. Ships and vehicles. Now, this is the area that I know a lot of people will be interested in. The Origin 300 series. We're going to get the reworks on the 300. So the 300, the 315P, the 325, and the 350R. MISC The Reliant series will be coming out. So we have the core right now, but the Mako, the Sin, and the Tana will be coming out. And you guys help me out with making sure I remember what those. There's a military version, the broadcast version, the van, the news van, and the research one, in which we'll talk about that. And then lastly, the Banu Defender is going to be coming out in 3.5. Archie, which one of those three are you looking forward to the most? The Origin, the Misk, or the Banu?
The Origin.
Origin. Do you own any of the 300 series?
I have all of them.
Pardon me. Okay, you own all of them.
There's 4 models, right?
Exactly, exactly. Cosmic, what about you?
Yeah.
Which one are you leaning toward?
Well, I'm going to tell everybody here who does not know, full disclosure, many, many years ago, back in prehistoric days, when the 315p was in concept, a very decent and good friend of mine bought one and gifted it to me with LTI. It was the first gift I ever received. I fell in love with it. I have loved it ever since, and I have flown the new model, and I love it to death. These things are absolutely wonderful. I love the 315p. I like the other ones, too. The other ones are great, the 325, the 300i, but I love the 315p. And I'm definitely going to be borrowing somebody's Defender because I've been waiting for that ship, too.
Well, like you, Cosmic, I hate to say this, but you were the one who told me about the 315p, and I purchased one of those. I also own a 300 because, you know me, I'm a luxury snob, whatever you want to call it. So I have the luxury version of the 300 series as well. I've always loved those ships. That's all I can say about them. I love that particular ship.
And Shrive loves the 350R because he's the expert racer.
Oh, yeah, he's the racer.
He's the best racer in the verse. For anybody that does not know Shive, nobody can beat Shive. That's it. End the report. So if Shive tells you the 300R is the best racer, you need to buy one.
That's very true. That's what his reputation is.
Always listen to the experts.
That's good. That's good. Okay, weapons and items. We've got the Banu Singe Tachyon cannon coming out. We've got the Gemini S-71, which is another ship cannon. We've got the Gallinson GT-870 Tarantula revision coming out. I'm sorry, the Gemini is a shot. It looks like a shotgun. I'm sorry. That's a PvP weapon that's coming out. The Gemini is. The Gallinson Tarantula revision is a ship's gun. And then we have a Castak Arms Coda, which is like a pistol, a handheld sidearm. You guys got any preference to any of those 4?
I do, but I'll let Archie go first.
Well, I kind of hold back on this because my game is all mining. So
okay.
I'll go first. The one that I'm most anxious for is the Tachyon cannon, simply because it only goes on one ship and one ship only, and that's the Defender. That's one of the reasons I'm looking forward to the Defender, so I can test fire that Tachyon. A Tachyon for non-science people it's a theory. We don't even know if they exist, but the theory says it's faster than the speed of light.
Right.
So I want to see when I push the button, the guy blows up before I ever let go of the button. Okay, that's what I want to see. Now the other one is the Tarantula revision. I'm really interested in that because, as I recall, those guns on the side of my Freelancer are called Tarantulas. This is supposed to be an awesome laser version, I believe, but I can't swear to that. If it is, then I'm really looking forward to that because I'm supposed to be getting lasers on my DUR because it's deep space exploration, and there ain't no refueling places out there in the verse.
Absolutely.
So those are the 2 I'm looking forward to, and the reason why.
Okay.
Anybody in our chat window, please tell us what you're looking forward to.
Absolutely. For me, it's going to be, I'm like you, Cosmic, the Banu. And I kind of want to tie this back to when we talked about ships, too, about the Banu Defender. CIG, if I'm remembering correctly, it wasn't Brian Chambers. I can't remember who it was. But it was when they were talking about the Banu Merchantman and the Defender. And they implied that those 2 ships work together, that there is something about the point defense dynamic of that ship, the Defender, that works hand in hand with the Merchantman. Now I don't know what that means, but they implied that there's some type of symbiotic relationship with the technology.
Part of the symbiotic relationship that I remember them telling us, because they were asked about it, is the Defender will physically attach to the Banu Merchantman for long hauls so that you don't have to use up your quantum drive and your fuel. It'll attach to it, piggyback to it, so to speak. The Banu Merchantman goes someplace, and then when you need it, you detach the Defender to protect that sucker. Because the Banu, all they care about is trading. They don't care about anything else except surviving. So if you go to attack one of their Banu Merchantmen, you're dead meat.
And that makes sense, because the merchantman ships are also, when needed, they're military ships. So that makes perfect sense now that you say that. That's the type of connection that they have.
And one of the devs said, as far as they know at this point in time, and everything's subject to change, the Defender will be the only ship that can physically attach to another one. And it is made by the Banu to attach to their Banu Merchantman only. And it can have two of them attached to it when it goes anywhere. So this is deadly, folks. Very, very deadly. And with tachyon cannons, oh my goodness sakes.
Oh, okay.
Do not irritate the Banu.
Yeah, don't underestimate them, right? That's the truth. Okay, and our last category was core tech, and I know some of this may not make sense, and I don't understand all of this completely, but there are some of these that I do understand. But the areas that are coming up in 3.5 are asynchronous disconnection refractor, network OCS stall fixes, the new flight model, projectile manager, hard surface shader improvements, and performance optimization. Arch, any of those you're looking forward to?
The combat AI.
Combat AI. Under core tech, there's no combat AI there.
I'm reading in the wrong one then.
Okay, yeah, down at the bottom.
It's
the
at
core
the bottom
tech.
under core tech, Archie.
The core tech.
Yeah, after weapons and items, and there's core tech.
Okay, anyway, I'm
Go ahead,
not
give me
real
yours,
sure
Cosmic.
what... Yeah, go ahead, Arch.
He's looking. Go ahead, Cosmic, while we're waiting on him.
Okay, I'm not real sure what asynchronous disconnection refactor actually means in reality. Sounds interesting. Had a conversation with Griffin earlier, people, about this network OCS stall fixes. I'm also not 100% sure what they're talking about, but I believe part of that, at least, should be getting rid of that stupid pause or stall or whatever you want to call it every single time we enter a quantum jump. You get that stupid little pause. They call it a stall. So hopefully that gets rid of that, because that's, it just gets old. The flight model, everyone. Yes, that's top of the priority right there. Projectile manager, what that means is they're working on weapons. We all know this. They're working on getting the pips lining up better, and because they've had problems. And a lot of that is because they keep making new weapons. They keep changing the flight of ships. And so they got to go back and rework the projectile module. How long does it take to get there? And da-da-da-da-da. So that's what that is. The hard surface shader improvements probably just makes things prettier. And, of course, performance op. We all know about that. So, to me, I'm looking forward to the flight model and the OCS stall fixes the most.
Okay. Archie, what about you?
Yeah, the flight model.
Flight model. Did you get to try it out when we were at CitizenCon?
No.
You didn't get a chance? Okay.
Too busy.
Okay. Yeah, there were some people who I talked to, and I got to do it just for a little bit, but there were some people I talked to who really, really thought that the changes that were coming were very good, and there's been some new stuff that's been added. Again, on this week's ATV, they talked about some new changes that they came up with that they think that they got a lot of comments from backers. One of them in particular was about the afterburner and also the decoupling. They're going to be doing some changes with that as well. So those are areas that seems like the backers were pretty excited about for this next update. Other than that, that's basically it. Those are the things that are on our update. Again, the things that got taken off was the constellation Taurus. We're not going to get that in 3.5, and we're not going to be getting salvaging. There was one other thing too.
On the subject of the Taurus, very quickly, you mentioned to me the other day that it had been moved to 3.6. If you look at the new roadmap, it's not on that one either. It's moved beyond that.
No, I just said it's got pushed back. I didn't know where it got pushed back to.
Yeah, so it's pushed back at least past the first half of this year.
Yeah.
My own guess is because it is a very large cargo ship, and the economics isn't in place yet, really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's be honest, trading right now is just a risk factor. And it also has a smuggling compartment in it now, and they don't have that technology worked out. So I think they put it on the back burner until they get the persistence working, so that they can work on the economy and then put in the smuggling part. Okay, that's why I think they've just put it on the back burner.
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Okay.
It does to me. I'm looking forward to it, but it makes sense. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, look, we are about to wrap up. I do want to talk about last month, well, not last month, back in December, it was last month, when we did our last show, we talked about being able to support Cosmic. And I want to go back and reiterate that again. Cosmic's code is right there on the screen. Sorry about that, Archie. Didn't mean to make you disappear. Cosmic's referral code. If you guys know anybody who's getting into Star Citizen, wants to get into Star Citizen, we're supporting Cosmic for all the work that he does with us in Test Squadron and with Test Zone. That's his code. Pass it on to folks. Tell them that they should sign up using that code. It'll help Cosmic move up to his next level, which is for, what is it going to be for Cosmic? What would you
okay, I want to make this very clear, and I want to thank you all for doing this. The last time when we did this in December, thank you, Griffin and Archie, I had 5 referrals. Woo! I need 10 to get a free Gladius. Okay? When you started doing this, I now have 7. So I gained 2 in December when you did this.
Nice.
So all I need is 3 more, and I get the free Gladius. I could care less about anything else. I don't care if I get 6,000 referrals and get all the goodies. The only thing I want is the free Gladius. Okay?
All right.
All I need is 3 more. So thank you guys. Doing this got me 2 referrals last month. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Cosmic.
And that's to any awesome. Of our viewers in here that actually put that out to one of their friends or buddies to help me, thank you so much. I am very grateful to you. Thank you again.
That's awesome. Well, guys,
Test Squadron is the best ever.
That is awesome. Thanks, guys.
Because there is no other squadron.
All right, thanks for supporting Cosmic in this. We're going to get this ship for him, guys. So, like I said, if you've got friends, anybody you know who's hopping in, especially when 3.5 comes out, if you've got some folks that want to sign up for the game, that's Cosmic's code. Pass it on to him. What is that you got, Archie? I can't hear you. What? Okay, we lost Archie's audio for some reason. I don't know.
If we put a quarter...
Uh-huh.
I got a quarter for Cosmic, so let's say everybody put a quarter in the kitty.
You're gonna need a lot more than a quarter. A quarter's not gonna make it.
All I need is 3 referrals, Arch. That's it. I just want the referral one. Okay.
All right, and
thank you, Jolly. We appreciate you showing up. Thank you for the comment.
Yeah, thank you guys for stopping through the day. And by the way, this is who I my other vote for the update right here. That is I'm going to be visiting that mission giver a whole lot. That's all I got to tell you guys.
Wow,
okay?
Look at
that. That's Tessia. I will be visiting her. Listen, Test Squadron, all of our friends from Star Citizen, all the backers, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. We really appreciate it.
And for you latecomers in here, ArchieFalcon got married.
Woo!
He's now an old man, baby. Old married man.
All right, guys. Thanks again so much for joining us this week. We'll see you guys out in the universe, and take care. Stay warm if it's cold wherever you are. Peace out.
Bye, Cosmic. Bye, Griffin. Bye, people.
Bye, everybody, and thank you again for showing up. We really appreciate it.
Hell, I see you around the verse.
Roger that.